A wide variety of bills fly in and out of the halls of the state capitol in a legislative session. Take the bill filed late Monday by Republican House member David Simpson, who wants to completely legalize marijuana in Texas. With his bill, he says he wants to, quote, reframe the current marijuana discussion and that, quote, God did not make a mistake when he made marijuana that the government needs to fix. That's probably a long shot bill in this state. Closer to home, State Representative Kyle Cassell of Brazos County, who also represents Robertson, filed the Right to Try Act. He wants people who are terminally ill to have the chance to get more quickly experimental treatments that would be with physician supervision, and that's when all FDA-approved treatments have been exhausted. Cassell says this bill would cut about 30 days out of the current process to get some treatments like that. Drug companies would not be required to provide experimental drugs, according to Cassell. Plus, a drug would have had to have gotten through the first phase of FDA clinical trials. Cassell says 5 states currently have similar laws. More female veterans call Texas home than any other state. That's according to the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. It is a growing segment of the military population and one with unique needs. Yet there is no state resource that's exclusively dedicated to serving female vets. Alana Rocha with our reporting partners at the Texas Tribune tells us about a proposal that is in the State House that would change that.
Just let it fade off of the brush as it goes down and just go back and forth.
This step-by-step painting class is more than just a Friday night outing for many of the aspiring artists here.
Guys are going out hunting. You need things like this because this is what, this is the golf course for women. This is the hunting trip for women. Drinking wine, painting a picture, building relationships.
Cassandra Melgar Sedebaca, who served more than a decade with the Air Force and Air National Guard, says these types of gatherings are a chance for the women vets in the F-7 group she founded to open up and resolve trust issues they developed while serving in the military.
A male and a female will be in combat, go through the same exact experiences, but when they come back, they don't come back with the same, the outcome is not the same.
Without a dedicated state program to serve the 177,000 female veterans in Texas, many of whom are working through physical and emotional ailments, they have to seek help from the backlogged VA, a few staffers within the Texas Veterans Commission, or outside groups like F7, that is, if they seek help at all.
As women, we take care of everyone else around us. We don't want to tell them our problems. We don't want to tell them what we're going through. We just get up in the morning, put our mommy hat on, and take care of everybody else.
The Veterans Commission employs 3 full-time women focused on assisting women veterans file claims, find jobs, and have access to services. But their assistance is not mandated by the state and could go away. A bill in the State House by Representative Anna Hernandez would require their efforts stay in place.
We hope that this permanent long-term program will be able to develop policy and also identify other factors that female veterans face.
As a couple of the female veterans here put it to me, you can't just paint something pink and call it a women's program. You need a dedicated resource created by women for women.
Even the most well-meaning, guy that's running a program, he's not going to understand the way a woman is going to understand. So we need those women veteran coordinators in there because there's just that level of trust.
After 2 sessions attempting to pass such legislation, there is hope the shades of state politics won't overshadow the need this time. In Austin, this is Alana Rocha reporting for the Texas Tribune.
And just this week, House Bill 867 was referred to the Veterans Affairs Committee, where it awaits a hearing. And now a different story, a different issue when it comes to women. An Austin coffee shop had gotten into hot water recently after asking a woman to cover up while breastfeeding. Mothers and advocates for that were honored at the Capitol on Tuesday. Adam Hammonds explains how they're fighting not just to change the law, but to change perception.
Mothers made their stand at the Capitol for breastfeeding.
Mother's milk is meant for the baby, and it's the healthiest, most natural thing to do.
June Lent sat with several other mothers at the Senate and House galleries. While there, she exercised her legal right.
I was a little nervous because it was the first time I've really done that in public.
Feeding her 2-month-old is protected by law, but the Breastfeeding Coalition says there's a problem.
So there's a law right now, but it's not illegal to violate that law? Crazy, huh?
20 years ago, some of the same people here today got that bill passed to let women breastfeed in public. But the coalition says they're still fighting for some of the same things.
It's bothersome that some of the same issues continue to arise.
Gordon and Reggae Waggett helped pass the original law.
Nursing a baby is not a lifestyle choice. We talked about this 20 years ago. It is a health issue.
It's a health issue.
Both say there has been progress, and a new bill, plus events like today, help.
I hope that it bodes well for this session.
But mothers say there's still work to be done for them and the future.
For her to be able to not have a stigma attached to it, you got to do something. Stand up and speak your mind.